Sacred space. What does sacred space mean? When sadhana is the container for our subtle body, spiritual practice, sacred space is the physical container that we create, the environment we melt into, that we set up where sadhana can take place. Sacred space is the container where we set energetic boundaries, like we did here. Before we opened the space, we cleared the space. It's simple hygiene, like we would shower every day. You clear the space from unwanted energies. You set it up with things that matter, like flowers, and beautify the space. You set an altar and you create an environment in which you can come into relationship and awareness for everything that moves through in your sadhana to just move through. What does sacred space mean to you?
Sacred space for me is charging the place with intention.
Oh yeah.
And sitting in front of your altar, letting that be your meditation station. Almost all meditation teachers would advise to have your sacred space, if possible, in your house, in just one area where you feel most like you want to call in the divine. That is where you set up your sacred space. And as much as possible, if you want to continue this as a ritual, as a daily practice, it would be nice to have it in just one area and to do it at the same time every day. That is how it's going to become more ritualistic. And it's a non-negotiable practice. So that's why your space has to be very, very sacred as well. It has to be cleared of negative energies, things that you don't need, that you don't want to contaminate your energy while you do your practice. So the altar is something that is so sacred to me because according to our teacher Colette Davis, your altar is actually your amplification station. This is where you will be calling in the energies that you want or that you need. This is the place where you will be putting pictures of your teachers, your the figures, the deities that you resonate with. You can put your holy rosary. You can put crystals, anything, everything that you that is God for you. You know, your altar is a physical representation of who and what God is to you. So again, this will look different.
You can also invite your
cat,
your pet,
pet, because pet energy is very, very
good energy.
Yes. So that is sacred space for me. It's really calling in the divine in that space. So you also don't want energies that are not in alignment with your truth, with who you are and who you want to be.
Beautiful. I also think the sacred space is the space where it's your meeting point with the divine. It's the meeting point where you have the conversation with the divine. So you want the space to be safe and cozy. You want the space to be open in a way that it allows everything to come in and out that is relevant and needed for you, that you deem to be important. It's the way, it's the fabric of how we are in relationship with awareness. It is a reflection of who I am right this moment in time. When I create my altar, and the altar is also something that you can change with the seasons, or you can change similar to your sankalpa with whatever you needed. An altar is something you tend to, like as if it was a plant. It's something you water daily. You clear it, you clean it, you clean your crystals, you clean your deities, you charge up your deities, you invoke the deities in the first place so that the energy pattern of the deity comes in. It is a point of reverence. It is a reflection of what you wish for right this moment in time. We have in our altar our root intention written on a post-it and it's stick to it. It's the space where I find what I seek to become next. it's the place I can lean into with whatever I feel right this moment in time. For me, it's a lot about safety. It's where I can curl up. It's my cave in a way, and I can beautify it, and I can sanctify it, and I can call in all beneficent energies that I need, that I seek to support me in my work and in my goal. Whether that's my ancestors, whether that's God, deities, whether it's spirit guides, angels, gurus, whatever is needed, even energies of present people. It's literally, you can call everything into the space to join you in your spiritual party.
Spiritual party, I love that. I love that, spiritual party. Yeah, the more the merrier, right? So setting up your sacred space is also a way for you to get to know yourself on a deeper level, because only you will know what energies and what figures, what deities that you resonate with. And again, this is different for everyone. And also, yeah, it's for me, sacred space is having that area, that space in your home that you can turn to, that you can always go to, especially when you need it most, when you are feeling lost, confused. And that will happen to us from time to time. We will get anxious, we will get depressed from time to time, and that's totally normal. Having a sacred space will actually give you that energy that you need to charge you up again, to actually, this is also the space where you can let out negative energy if you need it. You know, one of my teachers, Daniela Mandala, actually said, in order to express your anger healthily, you can scream at your altar and let God handle it for you. Because if you project negative energy onto other people, you are actually planting seeds of negativity in their hearts, and that will come back to you tenfold in the form of negative karma. So this space, this sacred space, is where you can let out all your shit and just be real, just be you, cry when you need to, scream when you need to. And this is also the space where you revel in your joy, where you bathe yourself and immerse yourself in gratitude. This is the space that you can be your most authentic self. No one will judge you. No one will tell you what to be or who to be and what not to be. So this is where you meet yourself. So make sure to take care of it, nurture it, and clear it of any unwanted energies every day.
Like, for what comes through for me as I listen to you is like, it's the safe space is like an alchemization station, because it's where you alchemize the feelings and the things you process and whatever comes through the holding space. And it's the sending and receiving station, right? It's what you receive from the spiritual realm. It's what you can send out into the world. So it's not only the amplification, it's alchemization, and it's sending and receiving. It's like, and it's a docking station. Like, think of phones, right? It's the docking station.
Yes, because I think of myself when I'm meditating, I'm charging myself like a phone. We have to charge our phones, right? And we also have to charge ourselves with the divine source of energy. So that is this sacred space. That is what you're gonna come to every morning before you allow outer energies to contaminate yours. This is where you meet yourself first and foremost.
And quickly speaking to how do you set a sacred space? For me, every time I move house, for example, one of the first things I do is I pick a space in my house that is designated to my altar. And I initiate the space by clearing it, smudging it with Palo Santo or sage or frankincense or any kind of resin that is available for you. Ideally, it's sustainable and local herbs that you use. And I clear the space. I walk in circles around the space, and I cast a circle of love and protection around the space. And I call in the divine light to ask for support in the work that I will be doing in the space. I ask for no interruption, and that nothing and nobody can come in between me and the work and everybody else who also joins me in the space. And so I sanctify the space. I charge it up with the light and the energy that I ask for. And then there are different ways where you don't have to do this every single day. You can do this as an initiation for setting a space in the first place. The altar, surely, as we mentioned, is the other thing. As an expression of you, you want your altar to be vivid, to be alive, to be a space of conversation that converses with you too. So that's why flowers are something that I personally find very beautiful, because it makes the space alive. And then there are other ways where you can clear the corners of your space. You walk around, and particularly the corners of a room hold a lot of energy. A lot of energy can get stuck there. So it's always feasible to clear corners in particular and sage them, and then call in what you want into these corners. So that could be the support of your ancestors, that could be the support of Ganesha to remove all obstacles and call in the element of earth to find grounding. It can be Shiva to call in awareness, to call in consciousness, to charge up the space with consciousness for everything to move through. It can be angels you believe in. It can be Mother Mary. It can be Jesus. It could be literally any
Buddha.
any spiritual buddy that you find and encounter in your life. And so it's a place of reverence where all of the characters that you need in support of your own work can find a home. And it is equally as important to, you light up candles, you light up incense once you get into that space of being in your sadhana, and then to afterwards close the space, as in you bow, you thank your altar, you blow out the candles, you make sure everything is safe and cleared, and then you go about your day. Yeah, that's the sacred space.